Greetings, gamers! In the lore of Monkey Quest, the Monkey King gathered 5 companions to go with him on various adventures throughout the land of Ook. Perhaps the most developed and most mysterious of the Monkey King's companions was Captain Dragontail, the founder of the Sea Dragon's tribe. Today's video will look into the lore behind Captain Dragontail, his various exploits, and his mysterious disappearance. The goal of this video is to better document the lore of Monkey Quest in order to preserve the game that we all knew and loved. Without further ado, let's begin. After the Shadow War and the death of the Monkey King, Captain Dragontail headed west to the Coconut Isles to explore and search for treasure. Dragontail sailed on his ship the Sea Dragon, which he considered his most prized possession. Dragontail went on many adventures, detailing all of his exploits in various logs and journals. Dragontail would eventually form a small pirate colony on the inner island of the Coconut Isles. This town center would later become known as Dragontail Square, named after its founder. After their leader's death, the inhabitants of the colony would rename themselves the Sea Dragons, in honor of their leader's prized treasure. Dragontail's ship, the Sea Dragon, was famously lost in a storm at sea, with some of Dragontail's greatest treasures still on board. After this event, many pirates in the Coconut Isles dedicated their lives to finding Dragontail's sunken ship, and the treasure along with it. Many ideas were thrown about for a possible location of Dragontail's ship, including the Forgotten Lighthouse, a large lighthouse abandoned by the Sea Dragon's tribe, the Goon Cave, a cave system underneath the Coconut Isles, and many others. Surprisingly, the answer to the puzzle ended up being a combination of theories. The picture here is hard to piece together completely as we only have the files from the game, but we have a pretty good idea of the Sea Dragon's final resting place and how the player found it. A logbook was discovered in the aforementioned Forgotten Lighthouse, with sketches that resembled the geography of Overlook Cliff. Overlook Cliff holds the main entrance to the previously mentioned Goon Cave, where yet another logbook was found, which included a dragon medallion, which could open the vault in Dragontail's ship. With all the major locations for the Sea Dragon ruled out, it seemed hopeless. However, there was still one place, or rather one creature, that had not been explored yet. Rosie is a giant whale that lives in Razor Bay, known for swallowing anything and everything that comes in her path. The idea came about that possibly Rosie had swallowed the Sea Dragon after its crash at sea. This turned out to be the truth. The player is swallowed by Rosie and, after befriending the local inhabitants, eventually finds the resting place of the Sea Dragon, finally securing the treasure within for the greater Sea Dragon's tribe. After the death of Dragontail, his remains were buried in the Forest Ruins, an area on the outskirts of Crossroads near the center of Ook. In the final questline of the game, the player finds old documents claiming that at Dragontail's death, he held on to a huge secret. In hopes of finding the secret, Mayor Bumby sends the player to investigate Dragontail's tomb. After defeating a large shadow arena that was built over the tomb, the text "Dragontail is in the heart of the old city" is found on the gravestone, with the name misspelled as Dragontail. Mayor Bumby, apparently being a higher dimensional being and instantly understanding this, interprets Dragontail to mean that the player should look for a book in the Old City, that being the Crumbling Gates, a large wall built during the Shadow War which has been taken over and torn down by shadows. At the Crumbling Gates, the player, after fighting through shadows, eventually discovers not just any book, but the Journal of the Monkey King himself. During the final questline, this journal provides valuable information on how to drive the shadows out of Crossroads, and specifically points to hotspots where shadows are generated from. Sadly, no content was ever added after this questline, but it is likely that the Monkey King's journal would have played a major role in hypothetical future releases. That concludes the lore and story behind Dragontail. Hopefully you learned a little something about the lore behind Monkey Quest from this video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, and if there's any other video ideas you'd like to see covered in the future, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day.